Hey guys, it's Justin
And Josh,
from the Peel.
we're pretty sad.
Yeah, what a disappointment yesterday.
That was heartbroken walking out.
That is
Real fast. Some positive notes. 10 years ago. Do you know what happened 10 years ago on this day? 2006. MLS Cup champions.
Yeah.
First ever year, Houston Dynamo. On this day. So, I'm sorry, I'm very optimistic, so I like to try to pull out some kind of positive out of the crappy day that we've had.
Yeah, it was
We were at the AO watch party last night at Lucky's Pub and watched that god-awful USA
now.
game. And,
I have to say there were some highlights. There were some really well played football by the U.S. at points in that match.
when you say well played, you got to look at who was well played though. The younger guys.
Yeah, it was definitely the younger guys.
The younger team.
guys,
Bobby and Christian definitely impressive there.
Yes. I don't see them not starting from here on out. I think they've put themselves
They've earned
well
it.
into the starting.
They've earned
lineup.
it, you know. There's still a few other two that I'd like to see. Julian Green eventually is one of those players.
Yeah, I saw that. I
that.
saw that a lot when I was watching Klinsman's day after Facebook Live that he was doing earlier. Julian Green's name came up a lot.
Yeah. I mean, he's finally on that first squad for Bayern, so I could see him eventually coming together. I don't know if him and Jurgen have some kind of beef. Aaron Johansson was back on that squad as well.
Yes, he was.
I'm sorry, I don't know. I didn't check the bench though. I didn't see if he sat on the bench or not, but I know that he was definitely part of that camp when USA got in there. But so I mean, guys, this is a U.S. soccer edition of the Peel. So we're gonna dive straight into the USA Mexico match. We're gonna kind of break down the whole. I like what Justin wrote down. WTF, Clinzy, on our timeline here.
We write down a timeline so we could attempt to stay on track and look all right, but sometimes we
do veer off here, and then then we'll go into the Costa Rica match, and then we'll finish off with a little bit of MLS playoffs.
Yeah. In case I know I said this last week. In case you lived under a rock last night,
missed a big game last night.
Yeah, it was the first round of the Hex. First set of matches for the Hex this weekend for CONCACAF, and we took on Mexico in Columbus. Capacity crowd.
Always a very important game too.
Nothing like leading off the Hex against your rival.
Yeah. On your home soil, where you've held a 2-0 victory the last 4 World Cup qualifiers, and you've never been defeated there before.
No.
In a World Cup qualifier. And
Klinsman decided to play a different formation than what he typically does, and it showed in the first half. They were sloppy.
First 25 minutes, it was 63% possession for Mexico.
Yeah. And
I'm just like, what the hell? You know, who's the home team here, Mexico or USA? Because it sure as hell doesn't look like us.
No.
You know, first of all, you don't start the hexagonal round with an experimental formation of what he called a 3-4-3 formation. It really didn't look like it. Looked more of like a 3-5-2, but he wanted to insist it was a 3-4-3 formation.
Well, on paper, it has Bradley, which I'm going to give you guys a warning now. After we get through the match stats and everything like that, half of this podcast will probably be ripping in to the lack of play from Bradley.
That's not uncommon, though.
We'll save that ass ripping for a few minutes. But when you look on paper, they had Bradley playing as more of a defensive midfielder.
Which is typical role for Bradley.
It is.
You know, that's a typical role for him. He plays that central defensive midfield so well when it comes to Toronto. But he just can't seem to... And this is our captain. You know, he can't seem to do the same for the U.S. squad.
No. Yeah. I mean, he shows up for Toronto. He hasn't shown up really during the playoffs.
I mean,
it's all been out the door, Javinko. But
well, yeah. I mean, Bradley's been kind of their backbone on assists. It really has been Javinko on that, but that's another story set aside.
yeah, he
As many times as he gave the ball away last night, and it's not surprising because I always see it in every game for his U.S. play, and he seems like he's just lost. He gives the ball away. He's poor on his first touches, and that's someone that's supposed to help keep that possession for us and drive that attack. That's your central defensive midfield. He is supposed to build on that attack for you.
yes. So we're gonna hold off on the ass ripping, like I said, on him. go into the stats. So it was a 2-1 Mexico win. Not fun to watch at certain points in that match. Now, stats wise, don't really show a whole lot. You had Altidore with the assist on Bobby Woods' goal, which, by the way, was beautiful. Bobby Woods played his heart out. This may be one of the best international matches I've seen Bobby Woods play.
And Bobby Wood doing what Bobby Wood does great, getting behind that defense, getting right where he needs to be, whether that's getting himself an assist or a goal. And when he scored that goal, it was about time because I could see two players on that squad, on that team, that looked like they were cutting through that defense like butter. Christian Pulisic and Bobby Wood.
Yes. So we have Miguel Leun, I guess how you say his name, scoring in the 20th minute.
Lucky goal. It was a lucky goal, but it started from Bradley when Bradley did. He challenged for the ball. He didn't win the ball, which he really should have won the ball. It should have been more, honestly, in that point of time. If you had to foul the guy for a free kick, I would have taken that,
Yeah.
Rather than giving up the goal. Because right after that, he took the ball back and they were wide open.
Yep.
Nobody was there.
So it went in. It went into halftime as a 1-0 scoreline. Coming out of the half, completely different team. I don't know if Klinsmann just laid into them, or if maybe the team spoke up and said this formation's not working. That's
what happened in the first half. First 25 minutes, they realized they couldn't even control the ball. So during that sub, I think Mexico actually had the. Sorry, I guess my mic was too far away.
No, you're good.
Mexico had the first sub of the game due to an injury.
Yes.
And that was when Bradley had ran up to Klinsmann and said, "Look, we need to change formations. We need to figure something out because this is not working." Started to get a little bit more feeding into the first half. Second half came and it was a totally different formation. I don't really know who to point the finger on. I think it's all. I'd say there's three key people in this.
Yes.
That you can point fingers at for this.
Jones, Bradley, and Klinsmann ultimately.
Absolutely, yeah. And they just. It was just, you do not experiment. I'm sorry. You don't experiment with a team like that for a formation that you say is doing great in practice, but you know what? Hey, it didn't show up in the first 25 minutes. You were already down a goal.
Yeah.
You didn't have anything to answer back.
No. So then coming out of the half in the 49th minute, Altidore with a beautiful pass to Bobby Wood puts it in the back of the net.
And let's not really give too much to Josie on that one though, because that was all Bobby Wood because he was the initiative behind that. Yeah, he got the ball, he turned it around, he cut back into those deep into the center backs, basically bullied his way to get the ball in the net. I love that about him, Josie, yes, he got the assist, but Josie had missed a golden opportunity on the ball. It was played right out in front of him, and it's typically Josie does that exactly to score. He's a bigger player. He can knock players over, shoulder-to-shoulder tackles. The ball was right in front of him. He should have hustled a little bit more, shoved the player over, and scored the goal. That would have been the opening goal for USA. But it didn't. It seemed like there was a lack of interest from some of these players. Maybe a lack of sense of urgency. Maybe the dose of zero was kind of too much hyped.
I think it was because a lot of people are. Oh, that's what we beat Mexico by. Well, this is also a different Mexican team that we've played in the last few years. They've almost run the table in the Copa. They've looked pretty good their last couple matches, minus their 7-0 defeat, which I can't remember who that was against.
Chile.
Yeah, it was Chile.
Yeah.
They got their rear ends handed to them. But then the dagger of the match was coming in the 89th minute. It was already late at that point. It seemed like the team was trying to play for the draw.
Tell them who scored the goal, though.
So
out of all players,
it was
Rafa Marquez.
Rafa
Marquez, for the player, for people who don't know who Rafa Marquez plays, he played for the New York Red Bulls for a short amount of time in MLS. Absolutely hated by fans for his the way he played. He don't get me wrong, the guy's got skills. He's great.
Yeah,
he can put the ball in the net and get some great assists. But his attitude, and his disrespect. And he did send that dagger in the 89th minute. And, honestly, I even in the 89th minute when he scored that goal, I still felt like maybe we weren't out of it. I was like, you know what? Hey, no, we gave up one. We still got some time. We can get back in this.
Yeah.
We just didn't have any answer, man. That first goal was just ridiculous. That first goal was just absolutely ridiculous.
So, like I said, the match was kind of hard to analyze at parts because you have...
It was hard to analyze.
A first half, which was completely different than the second half. We come out of halftime, and it's a completely different formation, completely different heart about this team. And then you had to watch them suffer in the last 3 minutes in the match, giving Mexico way too many chances, letting Mexico get way too deep in your zone. And
the first 25 minutes is very crucial in a situation like this. Any analysis would tell you first 25 minutes of a game, a very important game like this is very crucial for you. You can't let them score on you first. It's going to set the tone of the game, and it's exactly what happened.
It is what happened.
You come out, you experiment with a formation that you've never tried against this team, a great team, and you're losing possession, and then you give up a goal.
Yep.
From your captain. I'm going to add. Tim Howard was having himself a great game before.
Yes.
It was there was just negative about that, too. Tim Howard was having a great game until he pulls his groin.
Yeah.
Got subbed out.
So, Timmy got subbed off in the 40th minute. He tried to play through it. Couldn't happen. It looked a little awkward. He was coming off a goal kick. I don't know if maybe he just planted his foot too hard or if the ground was slippery, but he twists back on his ankle, folds under his knee, gets up. It's not broken. He's walking on it. He's probably feeling it today.
Oh, I'm sure.
But they subbed him off in the 40th minute for Brad Guzan.
And they've already ruled him out for the next game.
Yeah.
But, I just hope that he comes back for the Colorado game.
Yes.
Honestly.
But to take
playoffs,
to take it in perspective, Tim Howard was looking really good.
He was looking great,
goal, which I don't totally put on him.
No, I don't blame that on him at all. No, that was midfield defensive error.
Yeah.
When you get set up in a situation like that, no goalkeeper is going to stop that. The fact that he stopped that first shot on the goal, holy crap, bounced off the post. And I don't know who took that shot. I want to say it was like Chicharito.
Fuck him.
But we shut him down, though. We shut him down. And we shut Gio down, too. Gio dos Santos.
So, on a side note,
we
need to see how many expletives you could drop before you should probably put the adult rating on YouTube. It's we don't do it a lot, but when you already have to burn a sub early like that before halftime on a goalkeeper, your hands are tied essentially the whole rest of the match, and I think that's part of the reason why Clincy got stuck with Bradley playing a full 90. Now, let's get into that. So, Bradley, what are your thoughts on his play? Because then I'll let you know mine. Easy.
I'm not surprised. I continuously see this guy on this team, and I don't understand why he's not only our captain. Why the hell does he play for the U.S. squad? He sucks. Sucks.
Like I was telling you before we got on. I think
he's
US
always
soccer,
giving the ball away, and it's absolutely embarrassing. Give the guy a freaking orange peel. Get him off the pitch, dude.
I think U.S. soccer feels a need to say sorry for treating your dad like crap. We're going to keep you on this lineup, and we're going to make sure that whoever's the coach is not going to take you off the lineup.
And
Now,
I'm not gonna say that it's. I'm not gonna get into that whole Bob Bradley situation because I don't believe it's based off that.
then
I
what
don't
is
know
it based
what
on? Because
I don't know what it is that Jurgen sees in Michael Bradley to give this man an armband and call him the captain of your team.
Well, also,
What has he done for this team?
Let's look at this lineup real quick. Jones, does he deserve an armband?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Christian Pulisic, way too young.
Way too young.
Way too young, not enough international experience.
Are you going to go down the lineup on who deserves it? Because I'll tell you right now who deserves it.
Who do you think deserves
Tim
it?
Howard. Tim Howard is the most vocal player I have ever seen.
I can see
is
that.
laying into that team. And honestly, goalkeeper positions are the best for captain's armband. And that doesn't even really matter. It doesn't matter who's leading this team because, honestly, in my opinion, Tim Howard's a leader. You can see
Tim
the
Howard
entire
has
thing
those
unfold in
traits
front of him.
that every manager hopes that their keeper will have. Somebody who can line the team up, tell players where they need to be, because they can see it from the back. On the Dynamo level, we don't have a guy that does that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So,
well, apparently USA doesn't either.
well, no, because Brad Guzan does it too. And so, if anything, your captains, and they're interchangeable, Guzan and Howard, until one of them leaves. Let's be honest, their days are numbered. They're getting up there in age.
How long did Casey Keller play before he retired?
Casey Keller's also, according to...
We got some time with these guys. We got some time with these guys. I'm not worried about any of that.
Who was it? Eric Winaldo was talking about it on his radio show on Sirius, which he was quite pissed off about because he wasn't ranked in the top 10, which is hilarious.
Who, Eric Winaldo wasn't?
Yeah, he wasn't in the top 10.
Oh my God, this guy! No, and of course he would be.
They ranked the three. Casey Keller was ranked behind Guzan and Howard, according to this list.
In American soccer history, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, absolutely. Well, so we're totally getting off topic, but I'd say Brad Friedel as well.
He's up there too.
Yeah. Yeah, if it goes down, breaking down the squad, someone who's going to show leadership rather than Michael Bradley would be Tim Howard or Brad Guzan. I can understand that.
Okay.
I'm still irritated. I didn't see Sasha Kljestan in this game, and I'm sitting here like, why the hell didn't he? So
our impromptu producers, Brad Guzan, 32 years old, Tim Howard, 37. Tim Howard still plays like he's 32.
He really does.
He's 28.
He really, yeah.
Plus, I like his attitude too. He gives a zero. I'm not going to drop the F word again, but he gives zero amounts of those.
Going back to this game though is you go down a goal. You lose your goalkeeper. You have to waste a sub.
So you're automatically down to 2 subs. So
Sasha Kljestan would have been still, in my opinion, you're down a goal.
Now
you need to be putting some attacking players in there.
So
Sasha Kljestan is so informed. Sasha Kljestan and Josie Altidore, I don't give a damn what league they play in, whether that's MLS or EPL together. These two click well together.
Okay, so then let me ask you this though: does Bradley get subbed off, or do you sub off Jones? Now the smart answer would be Jones because he's already on yellow card suspension. This is going into the match. He's already on not yellow card suspension, but he's on warning.
Performance, you sub Bradley off. Because, yes, he's our central defensive attacker. Jones can play that role. Jones can tuck back and play that role. Kljestan can play in front of him. I think
Jones, let's be honest, Jones didn't look that great either. But I also think that's because of coming off injury.
He didn't, yeah, and I completely understand that. But, yeah, the tactical point, Jones should have gotten himself, red carded off the game. And that would have been...
We'll cover that, too. So, that ref... I don't know if maybe he was one of the guys that's not paid by FIFA. Under the table, that is. He held the red cards, except for the end of the match.
Time wasting. I like that ref.
For the time wasting. But that game got extremely physical in parts of that match. It was... I like it. I like the physical play.
It's always going to be like that in a rivalry game, especially between USA and Mexico. They hate each other. I can't wait for the game in Mexico.
I like the physicalness because it's the rivalry. And I like how he held some of the cards. Now, there were plenty of times in the second half of that match he should have pulled out the yellow. But he held back.
Yeah, he held back. He did hold back, yeah. And
So-
maybe that was because he was playing in USA, or they were playing in USA. I don't know how the game will go when we go to Azteca next year. I hope it goes the same as far as officiating goes. I really do, because that was actually I was very impressed, and I can't really say that too much.
Look, yeah, you can't compliment these FIFA refs all that often.
You really
but I can say he called a pretty good match.
That was good. I gotta look that guy's name up actually.
Right here, it's Walter Lopez Castanelos. Don't ask me how to pronounce
what he said.
But now let's talk about the formation themselves. So Klinsmann's come kind of under fire between him and Bradley, and heads bumping together, and Jones is in that mix too. That formation at first was absolute trash. You allow yourself way too much openness to get shredded apart by that Mexico offense. Mm-hmm. As much as I hate Chicharito has some really fast feet. He can get the ball around in any possible way he wants to.
We were lucky
cannot allow him to get in his zone.
We were lucky that game only ended 2-1. From the first 25 minutes, they could have scored a few more on us, and it could have easily been 3-1, 4-1, whatever way you want to go with it. We did luck out on that, and they didn't have an answer. That's why I'm saying you don't experiment. I don't care what you're doing on the practice pitch, but obviously in the first 25 minutes, you see the ball, you can't recover from it. You lost yourself a goal, and you ultimately lost yourself the game. Yeah. And 3 points. 3 needed points.
Yeah. I mean, the best case scenario is coming out with a draw at that point, which it seemed like they were trying to play for towards the end of that match. I don't know if Klinsmann yelled it out there, but it seemed by just watching these guys that Klinsmann said, let's just hold these results. Do whatever you can.
I mean, when you're getting outplayed like that, you kind of want to get some kind of result and get 1 point, hold them back a point, and then you're looking better in the hex going into Costa Rica. Yeah. The ideal point was that they wanted 4 points out of these first 2 games. Yeah. Now they're looking like they might actually just get the big goose egg. Honestly, man, we'll go into that Costa Rica match, but real fast, guys, we've never won a match. We've never won a game in Costa Rica for a World Cup qualifier.
We'll give you those Costa Rica stats, and they're dark. They're not looking great. It's you essentially you had to win that match because now it's an uphill struggle with the group and what you have to do to overcome that. Mexico's already up 3 points in the group. It's
Costa Rica as well and Panama. Those 3 are leading the hexagonal right now. The thing is with this is, okay, don't get me wrong. USA is going to qualify for the World Cup, whether that's they make it through the hex or they go on to play in the playoff. I'm not worried about that. The fact is that this team should be a lot further along than where we are right now. It looks like we took a step back from our 2013
And here's
team.
the scary part. You have our young guys who are playing at a level up here. Our young guys that are playing somewhere in that middle.
And then you get the sellouts that play, the veterans. No, let's not lie.
You
the
have
sellouts and the veterans. Michael Bradley, Jermaine Jones.
Now, I still don't understand the Alan Gordon call-up. I know you needed to because Morris was hurt. But you could have called somebody better up.
Who?
That's a great question, but I'm just saying.
I mean, dude, we didn't get Wando, and I was happy about that.
I will say the greatest part of Klinsmann's roster was the fact that he did not call Wando up. So I cannot bring it up on here. FIFA, I'm gonna tell you right now.
So
your app sucks.
Here's my thing, Cleansy. You decide to run a 3-4-3 formation, so you're gonna have 3 in the back when your top when your top center back is injured. You're gonna weaken your back line even more. What the hell are you thinking?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why? I mean, dude, come on, man. And then the second half, you looked unstoppable in that first half. So let's break it down by quarters. First quarter. Sucked.
Yeah.
Second quarter. Okay, we're getting some feeding in. Let's just take this thing to halftime. Third quarter. Damn, you look good. That's the team I want to see. That is the team I want to see. That ball possession. Christian Pulisic on the ball more. Bobby Wood definitely on the ball, obviously, because you can get in behind that defense.
Yes.
Players such as that, Timothy Chandler, Fabian Johnson, those players, I like their motivation. Fabian Johnson needs a little bit of work when he's shooting the ball into the box. A lot of those balls were just kind of just drifting out. It just wasted possession. That's all it really seemed to be. Is just wasting possession for us. I mean, this team was pretty damn boring to break down, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Watching them, they didn't really do too much as far as anything, unless it came into that third quarter of the match there.
Yeah. It was, like I said, guys, I don't have too many bright spots other than really two players. And Bobby Wood and Christian Pulisic. And
can't blame me. Yeah.
Let me just say, Christian Pulisic is on a completely different level than 3/4 of this team.
That player, and by the time the World Cup rolls around, that player is, if he's not already in his prime, he will be in his prime by that time. Yeah. And that's a player that we need to take.
Speaking of prime, this is totally off topic, but when I was watching Klinsmann's day after Facebook Live, if I see another person's, why didn't you call up Landon Donovan? Landon Donovan quit on this fucking team. I'm sorry for dropping the F word. Stop bringing his name up.
Yeah, he did. It wasn't. Let's not say he quit. He didn't get the call up for the World Cup.
He went on a sabbatical and stopped playing for you.
And he was butthurt about it. So
Landon
Donovan does not need to have any affiliation with the U.S. men's national squad.
He was
Guys,
good when
those
he was
times
younger.
are done. We're moving on.
Stop.
Yeah,
chill out with the Landon Donovan.
We're gonna move out with. We're done with LD. It's over. Okay.
Thank God we're on the internet and not on actual radio.
And then players like Clint Dempsey. I don't know what kind of difference that would have made. I mean, honestly, is someone like that even?
Well, that Bobby Woods goal was very Clint Dempsey-esque.
That's what I have to say, man, dude. Bobby Wood was amazing. And Josie, get your head out of your ass, man. Come on, I don't know if it was nerves.
I will say, Josie looked good.
He did look good, but that hustle, oh my goodness, that they could have. I mean, that could have been a game winner for us. I'm sorry. That could have been the opening goal.
So let's we got one other thing to cover,
and then real fast, one more big error that we made was Michael Bradley being selfish and not passing the ball to Bobby Wood.
You had Wood open to your right. Dump the ball off. It would have been through the back of the net. This game would have ended in a 2-2 draw.
That's our captain. Jurgen. I mean, dude.
I will say, so MLS puts out armchair analysis, right? Number 2 on the armchair analysis by Matthew Doyle from MLS.com. Jones and Bradley had another day of neither one really making the other better. That explains the entire match in one sentence.
Basically, yeah, the whole epiphany of that game was just Michael Bradley and Jermaine Jones sucked.
Yeah.
And Jurgen Klinsmann didn't know how to fix it because they're all pointing fingers at each other now. They're all pointing the fingers at each other. So Michael Bradley's saying that it was the tactical, things that he decided to make, and then Klinsmann's saying, well, no, Jermaine Jones and Michael Bradley didn't follow my tactical changes that I wanted them to do.
So also, when did you notice Pulisic playing a lot better?
In that second half, yeah. Yeah, in that
second half. You know why?
Yeah.
They moved him to a wing.
Well, yeah, because he was able
Pulisic is not a number 10. He is not a number 10. He doesn't play a number 10 in Borussia Dortmund. He is a winger.
Obviously, he can.
Yes, but when you look at where he was playing at the number 10 and then onto a winger, completely different play. He created so many more chances when he played out as a wing than what he did as a number 10.
But that's the thing, though, is that I've seen Christian Pulisic play out on that left wing side multiple times. When we were in Florida, I was watching him just tear that side up, dude.
Yeah.
He can tear that left wing up.
But he's not a number 10. He can play a wing. He has to play one of the wings. You can't keep him back in the center position like that. You can't.
That's why you play him out wide and let Bobby stick inside there.
Yes.
Because Christian Pulisic is a little bit faster. He's a little bit smaller. He
See-
doesn't have that brute strength that Bobby Woods has. Bobby Woods has that fast. He is a younger version of Josie Altidore. He really is.
If anything, with this team, you could technically put him in as a third striker. Technically, you play
can,
three
yeah,
strikers up front.
you run three
Pulisic out the door,
strikers, yeah.
Wood. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
So then you would have to have Altidore out on the right.
Out the right, Wood up in the center. And then
I don't know if I like that though, the dude. Like, because Josie does those cuts in, but I've seen him cutting inside from the right.
Anything is better than the
what?
formation that he started with.
That 3-4-3 formation, whatever he wants to call it, dude. Just
Chandler and Gonzalez. So, look, you guys are good, but I think your time also might be coming. You were a little slow to the ball. You're a little slow chasing down Chicharito and Dos Santos.
I thought he was great.
You can
Omar
tell
Gonzalez doesn't have a position on this team because he's only on that team because Jeff Cameron wasn't there.
Yes, but this isn't a diss on them.
Yeah,
It's saying their speed does not match up to Mexico's front at all.
Yeah.
Not with Dos Santos and Chicharito playing up there. It doesn't work. It just doesn't. There's way too much speed on the Mexico side.
Yeah.
So, also, for some of this stuff, we do pull up articles from other places. NBC Sports, Josh pointed this one out. Apparently, there's a lot of infighting. Maybe not a lot. Maybe I'm embellishing it a little bit.
No. This is what's been going on.
But Bradley and Klinsmann have been bumping heads.
Which that should probably be happening right now. It's just a little scary that they're bumping heads going into Costa Rica, but honestly, if that's what it takes for Jurgen to just be like, you know what, Michael, I'm done with you.
Yeah.
That's wishful thinking.
It is. But Bradley, you have absolutely no room to talk. Regardless of what formation Klinsmann puts out there, you could look bad in a bad position or bad formation, but you look bad in general on both formations. You were lost. You didn't know when to give the ball up. Or if you did give the ball up, it was in the wrong position regardless, and you didn't find another foot in a USA kit. You turned the ball over like a machine. I'm tired of seeing you get called up. We have to find another central defender / central midfielder to fill in Bradley, because I am tired of seeing this from match in and match out from him on a regular basis. Look, Bradley, you were a little above average at one point in your career. The fact that somebody in Europe is still looking at you mind boggles me.
Bradley,
I'm over you.
Yeah.
Either step your game up like Altidore has found numerous times after coming back from an injury, or get off my team.
But that's the thing, though, is that that's going back to the Copa. The Argentina game when we lost 4-0, just we didn't just lose.
The Wando loss?
That wasn't just Wando, dude. That was the entire team.
Okay, so we're gonna pause the Mexico match real quick. When you foul the world's greatest player right outside of the penalty box, he is going to score every time he touches the ball.
But that wasn't the only goal, though. That was
agreed.
Messi tore that team apart, whether it was Wando was on the pitch or not. Yeah, he gave up that one goal, but honestly,
so you read the article more than I did.
But the thing is that I'm getting to is Bradley even said for the third place game, he wasn't taking it seriously. He didn't care.
No,
they were so
and
pissed
as a captain, you take every damn game seriously.
Yes, you cannot sit there and
our camera's moving. I'm getting hype.
Yeah, I know, because Michael Bradley's frustrating, dude. He represents the USA, and he represents us as our captain. And when you're sitting there downplaying a historic moment that we have never come across, we've been in that third place game, but we've never won it. You have a chance to make history, and you're just gonna shit it away and not even build up your team.
Like I said, guys, I'm sorry that this is probably the most we've used profane language. But mainly me. But I have never been more ticked off watching a player that's supposed to be of his caliber just not show up. I don't know what the love affair is with him anymore.
I'm just used to it. I don't know if I don't know
But
how
see,
long we have to sit there and take
not.
it. And
Maybe it's I'm tired of being used to it, and I see what
I'm
potential.
tired of it. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Yeah,
And I see what potential we have with some of these younger guys, and you have a guy like Bradley holding them back.
yeah. He should. Yeah. Oh my God, dude.
On-
I'm having a flashback to
On this piece of paper, Bobby Wood should have another goal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm having that flashback right there, and it's just kind of like, dude, pass the fucking ball.
I think that does it. We're gonna have to put explicit language on YouTube.
I don't care, dude. This game got me furious, man. I'm sorry. Okay, guys. For those of you that don't know, we were at the.
We bring it up on yours. My phone just died, guys.
We were at the AO watch party out at Lucky's last night watching this game, and there was a bunch of Mexico fans there too. And
now, let me be completely honest.
It hurts.
It hurt being
your rivals.
But let me give props to them. This also brings me to another topic. So, no, we're not going to get political, but we all know what happened on Tuesday. And let me just say there are reports coming out that AO/US fans and the Mexican fans showed solidarity and so did the team. We all know the situations that's going on with things that are said by certain political people. Like I said, I'm not putting names out there. But the fact that the players, the fans, were all able to keep a level head and go on with this match, and there was, so far, I've seen no bad reports.
Well,
props to everybody.
Before the game, the players were able to keep a level head. When the game started, it was totally different. It was feisty.
But that's
they did show
itself.
unity. They did show unity, and it was cool having Mexico fans there. But honestly, man, it hurts when your rival team is right behind you chanting, and then you lose.
Yeah, I will
on
say
your home soil, and I've seen it with Houston Dynamo and FC Dallas, and it hurts. Saw it again last night.
I will say so. After people started to leave, there was that table of Mexico fans that were sitting right in the middle behind us. Mm-hmm. 3 absolutely genuine guys. They understood the atmosphere. They understood the reason why I was screaming a lot of profane words at the screen. But they would too. It's passion. It's their passion. They show it.
It's the love of the sport.
Minus a few players, this team could be dirty. The U.S. team going forward. It could be a hard team to play. Granted, the formation and certain players on this team didn't, but the fact that you have somebody
saw
from
that
Mexico
little glimpse and that glimmer. That's all you saw was that little sparkle.
If there wasn't two players holding back Bobby Wood and Christian Pulisic and Josie Altidore that whole match, that scoreline would have been completely different. That's what I'm saying.
Put in someone like Sasha Kleshin who is wanting. Who is wanting that and who is so in form right now. Leader in assists in MLS. Dude, it's a no-brainer. Come on, man.
So, Josh, final thoughts before we move on to the Costa Rica match.
Why would you start Sasha Kleshin, or why would you start Jermaine Jones over Sasha Kleshin? Jermaine Jones just came off an injury. Sasha Kleshin got himself some rest coming off the Red Bulls loss.
He did have a bloody nose.
Come on. It's fine. Broken nose or not, man. I've seen Clint Dempsey out there on the pitch kicking ass in the World Cup.
Clint Dempsey has a bad heart and he'll still play. So moving on, we're going to close the book on the U.S.-Mexico match. We do play them again. As of right now, it's June 13th. The venue is not listed yet. I'm hoping for the sake of my travels, it's going to be in Estadio Azteca. I will be there if it happens. It's on my bucket list to go see a match at Azteca. But as of right now, it's between Azteca and possibly Monterrey. Monterrey has a brand new, beautiful stadium, which is also called BBVA. But that takes us to Tuesday, November 15th at 8 o'clock Central Time. It's going to be on BN Sports. We're playing Costa Rica. You want to talk about a mountain to climb? You thought the Mexico match was going to be hard? We have never won at Costa Rica during a qualifier.
And that's scary, dude. I mean, honestly, when Costa Rica comes and plays here, we don't. Let's take out the Copa game. That last qualifier, the snow, the triumphant snow 1-0 win for us. That
Snow
was
Classico, which my girlfriend got stuck in.
That was not an easy game, though. And then shortly after that, we went into Costa Rica and they got their revenge on us. They beat us down, dude. This team that I saw against Mexico, that's the team that you're going to take over into Costa Rica? Oh, man, you better make some damn changes fast.
I think if Bradley really did rub Klinsmann the wrong way, I don't know if I see him getting the start. If Klinsmann is smart about it, he will not start Bradley for that simple fact.
He's going to start him regardless because he's our captain. That's the only thing that
not
matters.
Not if you have options in Guzan and or Howard. Granted, Howard's not playing.
You're gonna have Guzan, but I don't see him not starting Michael Bradley. I can see him not starting Jermaine Jones. I don't see him not starting Michael Bradley though. And that goes to, I know that the captain's armband doesn't really mean a whole lot, but when it comes down to a situation like this, you're probably gonna end up starting your captain in a qualifier. Your main captain.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Now, what I will say is the last time we did play Costa Rica, this is really one of the few bright lights that I could shine on this match, was during the Copa America, which, people do take seriously. It was a 4-0 win for the U.S. If you want a silver lining in anything, I think that might be it. Or to be optimistic in a match. We haven't gotten this. Well, the last time we really got destroyed by them, and I'm looking at our final scores, and the most I can see on here is three goals. We lost 3-1 in Costa Rica in 2013 for a qualifier. So.
Oh yeah, that was the one after the Snow Classico.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Snow Classico would have been this one at 1-0.
Yeah, the 1-0. Mm.
So, other than that, it's been pretty close matches dating, and I mean, this dates back all the way to 1975. We're not going to go over all those. But, yes, we have losses. But the last loss to them was a 1-0 loss in a friendly back on, actually, last October.
It's a friendly,
October
though.
13th.
The friendly. We're in a different tournament right now. This is World Cup qualifying, dude. Costa Rica's just coming off a win. We're coming off a loss. We're gonna go and play them in their home. By the way, they were on the road and they won that game.
So I will say Costa Rica. So last 4 matches. This counts friendlies, qualifiers, whatever. I got 4 matches for you. They beat Trinidad and Tobago only 2-0. Let's face it, Trinidad's not that good of a team. They did beat them in Trinidad 2-0. Like I said, it's only 2-0. That was November 11th, so that was yesterday. Then you had October 9th, which was a friendly. Costa Rica took on Russia in Russia and beat them 4-3. Russia's not that good. The fact that Russia was able to put 3 points in there.
Russia?
I hate Russia.
Russia's really good.
Russia's
good.
I'm an American. I hate Russia. Then they did trounce all over Panama 3-1 back in September, and Haiti, Costa Rica. You want to talk about a team that has I don't even know how to put it into words, but they only beat Haiti by one goal.
Man, I'm not even worried about those results. I'm talking about this last one, going into Trinidad, going into TNT, and get yourself a 2-0 win. You did take that back home with you.
You do.
Play against us. We've never won there.
But if you want to talk about a scary Costa Rica team.
This is a scary Costa Rica team.
Okay, if it's a scary Costa Rica team, you beat Trinidad at least 4-0.
On the road, dude. They were on the road. They shut them down at their house. 2-0.
Trying to see. So
that's a good TNT team, dude.
2, 3, 4, 5. Is that 3, 2, and 0? Last 5 matches were 3, 2, and 0 against Costa Rica. One of them losses, yes, was in Costa Rica.
I want to. I mean, just because I'm an American, I'm an AO member. I'm gonna
Look,
pull.
You've been the one that's been
pull
optimistic this whole year.
I've been so optimistic. It's just, damn it, I'm fucking so pissed off at Michael Bradley right now. You know what? Hey, explicit language, everybody.
Yeah,
really,
we will put that in a warning. So if you have any little ones that happen to maybe listen to our show, don't let them listen to this one.
Yeah, this is This was it, yeah.
Unless I get ballsy enough to.
I'm gonna.
I could edit the audio and put beeps in.
That would be hilarious, actually.
So, what are you seeing for this match? Let's go prediction. We're not gonna throw a bet on this one because my brain hurts too much. Throw a bet on it.
I would say at the most for us, 0-0, 1-1. At the most for us.
I think
The more probable and what will probably happen outcome, 2-0, 3-0 Costa Rica. They lay into our asses. They hate us, dude. Los Ticos do not like us.
I don't know, man. So and this is best case scenario, and this is me being optimistic. 1-1 draw gets you out of there with 1 point. At this point, you need something on the table.
That was the goal for us. Win against Mexico, get yourself a 1-1, 0-0
Get a draw out of here, and things can still look okay.
Well, we're not worried about that. We need to be better than this. We need to be better than these teams. The ultimate goal is to compete in the World Cup. Not just make it, compete. Get out of your group stage. Yeah. You need to be further along than what we are right now. And we are not that team. I'm sorry, this team, compared from the last World Cup qualifying to now, is totally different. And I do have to blame Jurgen Klinsmann and Michael Bradley on that, our two leaders.
Yeah.
On those aspects. These are the guys who are going to lead this team to failure.
Yep. All right, so we'll run down the scores from Friday real quick. Josh, take the first one.
Panama got a 1-0 win over Honduras. In Honduras.
In Honduras. Come on, FIFA. CONCACAF. There you go. Sorry, guys. I've had nothing but problems with their stuff. One goal coming from... Where's it at? It's not letting me do it. There we go. The one goal is coming from Mendita from Panama. Lots of yellows, lots of subs. We did have our boy Boniek Garcia. He got subbed on after halftime. Really didn't do a whole lot.
Obviously the game ended 1-0. That sounded like a snore fest.
I'll tell you what, though.
For the Honduran fans.
You thought our ref held the cards a little bit. I was watching that match before we left to go to Lucky's. There should have been at least 3 red cards and probably like 20 yellows in that match.
It's that rivalry, man. It's that CONCACAF rivalry. I love it.
So as we stated before, Costa Rica did go into Trinidad, take 3 points away from them in the group. You had our score, which I don't even want to talk about.
2-1 Mexico.
Oh my god! All right, so this takes us to Tuesday. We have on the docket. We got Honduras taking on Trinidad in Honduras. We got our boys taking on Costa Rica in Costa Rica, and Panama taking on Mexico. Let's go, Panama. That's pretty
Blas Perez, the one time I will ever root for you, score a damn goal against Mexico. That's it. Yeah. Do your little horns and shit.
Group stage right now, so you have Mexico, Costa Rica.
Costa Rica's leading the group. Mexico's right behind them, and then you got Panama.
Yeah, because you have them on goal difference.
Yeah, goal differential.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So that closed the book on our international talk for the week. We'll talk about it again next week after the MLS playoffs. We'll do a quick show. We'll cover the Costa Rica match. Hell, maybe if Josh and I get ballsy enough, we'll split it into 2 shows. We'll do 30 minutes on US and 30 minutes on the playoffs at some point that weekend. But so let's go MLS playoffs. Let me
Nothing's
go back to this
changed.
page. We will restate it again. Nothing's changed. They are off this weekend.
I'll let you do this because there's actually more important news to cover than this.
Okay, yes.
Than this right here. I will say this. Yes.
So I'm just gonna give you I'm not even gonna give you the aggregate. I'm just gonna let you know what's on the list. So November. That's already. Yes, that's this week. No, that's last week. We haven't even updated this. Shows you how much we really pay attention. So November 20th will be the Western Conference Finals. Then you have November 22nd, you have the Eastern Conference Finals. And that's a 2-legged race.
Seattle's going to play a host to the Colorado Rapids first.
Yes.
In the first leg. Second leg will happen in Colorado.
Yes.
And then on the Eastern Conference, this is
all
historical.
Canadian battle.
This is very historical. We are going to have a Canadian team in the MLS Cup final. Never has happened before.
I will tell you now, I 100% believe that Toronto is going to take it.
Toronto is on fire, but I'm gonna say it comes down to Seattle and Toronto.
Seattle and Toronto.
And I'm gonna say, as much as I want Seattle to host it, so I would want Montreal to beat Toronto. I hate to say you're gonna hold on to Colorado.
I'm still holding on to Colorado.
Gashy's injured, dude. Gashy ain't gonna be very formed, and then you got to hurt Tim Howard. Colorado's falling apart.
That's not till next weekend. Tim Howard will be alright. He'll be alright.
Pulled groin, dude. I don't know, man. And then Gashy's got a broken ankle. It's you cannot shut out Nicholas Ladera right now. I don't care what team you are.
Well, you remember Jordan Morris is hurt too. That's why he didn't. That's why this replaced him on the U.S. roster. So Josh has some Dynamo news. Wilmer Cabrera has started appointing
the Dynamo. Yeah, we knew this was going to happen. Michael Della Russo came over from the FC Toros, or I'm sorry, RGV Toros, as the assistant head coach under Wilmer Cabrera. Davey Arnaud coming over to Houston Dynamo on our coaching staff, part of the assistant coach. And for those of y'all that didn't know about Davey Arnaud, he is former MLS player, played for DC United. He played 351 regular season games. He's 8th among field players in MLS history and registered 50 goals and 46 assists. He is tied for 9th in league history with 316 career starts and 10th with 28,462 minutes. He's appeared in 17 playoff games and 9. Yeah. No, he's a coach. He's 36. He's assistant coach. So, and then he was part of the coaching staff with the DC United, helping them head on into their playoff seasons after this. So that alone right there, Davey Arnaud coming over to Houston Dynamo, that's awesome. Yeah. On their coaching staff. I'm really excited to see what he's able to do with Wilmer Cabrera, what they're going to do with these younger players coming in. He's going to Davey Arnaud is really going to help out with a lot of our attacking portion of the team. Yeah. Michael Della Russo is probably going to be back on more of the defending side.
All right. Well, that's what little Dynamo news we have.
That's huge, though. That's huge.
Well, no, but
that is huge for us, man. You know, this is a very busy offseason. They're already going through the coaching staff changes right now. No player changes just yet.
No. They won't announce any of that stuff.
No, not necessarily. RSL's already making moves. RSL's already ruled out.
Did Kyle Beckerman get cut?
No, Javier Morales got cut. No, he didn't get cut. He left. Javier Morales left.
I was looking at my girlfriend. She's probably the biggest Kyle Beckerman fan you'll ever meet, and I give her a lot of trash for it.
Damn it! I would much rather see Kyle Beckerman on that pitch as a central defensive midfielder than a frickin' Michael Bradley.
I agreed. I got told I was number one.
Bob Bradley, or Bob Marley over here, with the dreads and stuff. Yeah. I want to see that guy again on our.
Get a haircut and wash it.
Get a haircut, dude. That dude is so chill, man.
I know. Look. I have nothing against Beckerman. I just give her crap, one, because she's my girlfriend, and two, because I can. But Josh, what are you drinking? I'm gonna call you. It's only St. Arnold's.
St. Arnold's Weed Whacker.
Yeah, no, it's a good brew.
It is a good brew. It's a Hefeweizen. It's not Carbach. I think I've drank it before. It's not Carbach. Yeah. I had my last vice versa earlier today. It's another Hefeweizen wheat beer. I like it. Yeah. You, Mr. Fancy Pants over here.
In my Edo pint glass. If you ever get a chance to check them out, they're down by Lucky's by the stadium. Pretty chill place. I am drinking Dogfish Head's Red and White. It's made with some wine stuff, some orange stuff, some coriander stuff, and it's absolutely delicious. And it's also 9% alcohol, and I'm starting to feel it. So,
real quick before we shut down this episode here, I want to make a couple shout outs here. Jay over at King's Court.
Yes.
I don't think we give you enough credit on our show, man. We appreciate you letting us use the bar there and your Wi-Fi.
Yep.
For our shows. Tonko. I think we met someone last night. He had a very interesting name. Knew his stuff, man. A really friendly guy. I want to give him a shout out as well. Michael Grinsfielder, another good friend of Glenn Davis's, I've been telling you about. Yeah, the Rangers and all of that. Yeah. Friendly guy. He gave me his business card. I ran into him again last night, so I want to give him a shout out, and then ultimately Glenn Davis too. Took some pictures of us, retweeted us on Facebook and Twitter for Veterans Day.
Yes. Speaking of that, let me. I'm going to do a quick plug. So the American Outlaws Houston, they ended up doing a veteran scarf. $5 of the proceeds are going to Lone Survivor. Check them out. You can just on Facebook just type in the search bar AO Houston. They put their merch up on there. Definitely check it out. It's a pretty awesome scarf. I don't have one on me currently. It's
in my car. It's a cool camo looking scarf. Real fast. Who's sending the laughing emojis on us? Freaking troll over here.
Oh, we got a troll. Great.
Yeah, we got a troll. You know?
Maybe. No, well, laughing emojis. That's not necessarily a troll. They'd be laughing with us. Or at us, either one. I'm
wearing a USA jersey. Goodness, I've been laughed at so many times today. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, definitely check them out. If you're not a member and you want to come out there and definitely have some fun with us, like against Costa Rica, just check them out on their page. Big Blue Bar on Facebook. It says sign up for them. Or if not, just buy the scarf. It's going out to the veterans. I'm personally a veteran.
Andreas Naranjo.
Hey,
sorry if I butchered your name, dude.
Thanks for being the only person that's watched us tonight.
Besides
the two other people.
We've had a few other people.
The two other people that are also sitting in my apartment. Okay.
Hey, Andreas. No, we appreciate the view, man. Thank you so much.
Real quick before we go, what were your thoughts last night? If you can get on here before I hit close.
We'll let that load up there for a second.
Yeah,
here.
We'll give you
guys. Email us. Any questions, concerns, suggestions for the show? We still have some big news eventually that we're going to announce. Email us at thepeel2005@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at thepeel05. And like our Facebook page.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to try to milk this out real quick so Andres can get us. What are your thoughts about the Mexico match last night, man? Hopefully you can get it to us before we hit close. You got a few more minutes. I don't know, man.
Facebook app kind of sucks.
So our recording is ahead of what's actually on Facebook. I think they withhold a few seconds. But has he commented yet? No, he gave us a thumbs up.
Yeah.
If not, you can still comment or email us or message us. We'll talk about it in the next one.
We'll post this podcast if you guys are just tuning in.
Yes.
Mexico played really well, outclassed the USA. Why Michael Orozco?
My thoughts on that are he hasn't done enough to stay on the team, but he also hasn't done enough to not be on the team. And at this point, he's filling up a spot that we need because there's not too much other people that you can bring up at this point that aren't young enough.
My only thing is that he was the player that scored the goal in Azteca, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, he was the player that scored the winning goal in Azteca, got us our first ever win in Mexico. That's the only reason I see him on the pitch against the team. No, honestly, man, Michael Orozco, just like he said, just like Justin said, he's there. We're still kind of in the WTF Clinzy phase of why would you even do this formation? Why are you going to put another defender in when you're down and you're losing possession? Why are you just going to throw in another defender? I mean, man, get some attack in there, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, get Sasha Kleshton. I'm sorry, I'm on Sasha Kleshton.
No, and I think we should all be. He's earned his spot back on this team. But we appreciate it, Andres. We definitely appreciate the comment. We want more of that. We want more people commenting and asking questions. But I think that's going to do it for us tonight. I will try to have this uploaded either tomorrow around 3 or 4. If not, I will have it ready for your Monday morning drive so you can listen to it as, when you're stuck in Houston traffic. But this is Justin.
And Josh, guys.
From the Peel.
Thank you for tuning in tonight, all right?
Yes, peace. Love you guys.